Hello, my name is Kim and I am Barbara's daughter. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by to see what I've been stitching on lately. I was away this weekend, so it is now Wednesday, July 5th, and I'm just gonna show you what I've been doing for the past couple weeks since I made my last video. I do have, it's very hot today in New Jersey. It's gonna be over 90, so I do have the air conditioning going. I'm sorry if that's annoying. I'm gonna listen to it when I edit and try and lower the background noise, but hopefully it's not too loud. I am sort of in the basement next to the, you know, all the pipes and ductwork and all that, so I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it on the screen, but we'll do the best we can because I can't turn the air conditioning off. I'd be sweating while I was doing my Flosstube. So we're gonna start with some finishes because I had two, and I have been working on Isabella Jackson, and I will put a picture here of what it's supposed to look like because I changed mine, and so I'll show you what it's supposed to look like and then what my actual finish looks like. So this is my version of Isabella Jackson, and as you can see, it's a lot shorter. I took off basically the second half and only did the top half, and I inserted this white border sort of in a different place than it is on the original. And I did that because I felt like I have a lot of whips, a lot of large whips, and I really like this. I enjoyed stitching on it, but I wanted to finish some things. And I felt like I was okay with skipping out on the bottom pieces of this piece. So I'm really happy with how this came out. This was stitched on 36 count, picture this plus ale, and it was the called for silks that I used. So that is my first finish. My second one, I happened to pick up a Christmas whip that I had because Jolly July after all. And so this is a Stitching with the Housewives pattern, A Merry Little Christmas. I did everything except the checkerboard at the bottom. I left that off. And I did do it on a blue, but it's not their cold. They have like a little bit of a more teal blue. They stitched it on, they hand dyed, Rit dyed with evening blue, it says. That must be the Rit color, and it's just 28 count Monaco, but I used a 36 count blue from XG Designs. I don't know the name of it, but that is my finish of A Merry Little Christmas. So I'm going to finish that up into probably either a flat fold, like stand up, or I will frame it if I can find a cute, like it's about 6 inches. It's not quite square. But if I could find a 6-inch frame, I will use that. And so those were my two finishes. It's nice to be, I felt like for a while I was just stitching and stitching and stitching and not having any finishes. So it's nice to have some of those. And of course that I don't need to have a finish to start something, but when I have finishes, I'm like, great, let's start something new. So I have a couple starts that I did also over the past couple weeks. The first one is My Home in the Garden by Liz Matthews, and Lauren, the New Hampshire stitcher, finished this somewhat recently, and that's what made me start it because she had done hers with the called for DMC, and I wasn't sure how it was gonna look, if it would look the same as the picture because they call for, I think, Gloriana silk. So I was kind of waiting to see, do I want to spend the money on the silk, or is the DMC gonna be, you know, good enough? And I liked her finish. I felt like I'm good with the DMC. So I am stitching this on 36 count white tee by Coloring Cotton, and it's the called for DMCs, and I have that much started so far. It's probably coming out a little darker just because of, I guess, the lighting down here, but the colors are perhaps a little less bright than they are in the picture because I'm using the DMCs, but I like it just fine. And this is one that actually is stitching up really quickly. I think I only spent like 2 stitching sessions on it, and, got that far, so I was happy with that. Another start I had was the Scarlet House Strawberry House, and I was on a Zoom meeting last week with, it was like a training, and so I had a lot of time for 4 days to sit and fill in. So this is one of the things I started in order to have something to fill in so I could still be paying attention to the Zoom, but like doing something, because it was super boring to just be sitting there doing nothing. So I went down and just outlined the house and the roof, and then I started filling those in. And I didn't get super far, but it's a start. And so you can see I stopped, my Zoom ended and I just put the needle down. So I'm working on that, and I am using a scrap of fabric. It's definitely an XG Designs, but I don't know what color it is. I feel like maybe it's like a, I don't know. I don't even want to say. I was going to say something khaki, like dirty khaki or dirty linen or something, but I am just making that up. So it's definitely XG Design, but I don't know what color. And I just made up my own floss conversion based on what I had in my stash. So a bunch of different flosses to go with that. And yeah, so we got a bunch of strawberries to do around the house and vines and that sort of thing after the house is finished. So that was my second new start. And then the last thing I started was Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. It comes in this book. This was actually part of my haul. So I started it right away. This book has 3 patterns in it, and I started with the big one, but I do like this one too. I really like that quote by Mother Teresa. If you want to change the world, go home and love your family. So I really like that quote. I probably will do that. And then this is the one that I started though, Let Love Rain. It is big. I had to get more than a fat quarter, and I stitch on 36 count. So I ordered Picture This Plus Sand in 36 count. This is probably one of my favorite colors in Picture This Plus's line. I have several other whips that I'm using sand for. And I just started across the top, doing the top border and flowers. I haven't finished that yet. I figured I would do it kind of like a band at a time. And so this is what I have so far. Trying to make sure that's all in the frame so you can see it. And it's actually like when you're looking at the threads, so I have the called for colors here. It's actually a lot of browns. But then there's like, these are mostly DMCs, but a couple weeks. These are the called for colors. But then there's a couple blues in there and some lighter beige that really just, I don't know, the finished one doesn't look super dark. So let me pull up the picture again to show you. So I feel like the that blue is gonna really do a lot to make the sampler kind of pop with the colors. So that is, and you definitely like a long-term project. It's another big one. I do start smalls, like the Strawberry House, but I like a lot of big projects, I don't know. So those were my starts and finishes. And then I have a couple whips that I did work on. So I have been doing these, and I was so frustrated because I have all of them done except one, and that's because I ran out of floss. I ran out of floss twice in this project. So I bought the floss pack from Fat Quarter Shop, and I stitch on 36 count normally with 1 strand of floss, but this time I used Lori Holt's 25 count fabric in oatmeal. And so I stitched with 2 strands of thread, and that is what's called for. They say use pebble instead of oatmeal, but the 25 count Lugana by Lori Holt and 2 strands of thread. I ran out of both the dark and medium blue colors during stitching all this. So I'm waiting for that to come in and then I can finish. So this is the one that I have not finished yet. It is just needs the blue circle background around it. And then I have all the rest that I've done. I don't know which ones I've shown you, so I'll just quickly show you them all. So we've got a popsicle, a top hat, a cupcake, July 4th, this star, fireworks, watermelon, flip-flops, a heart. I think this is my favorite, blueberry pie. I don't actually like blueberry pie, but I like that. And a kite. So I have all of them done except the flag, and as soon as my blue gets here, I will finish that up. So we will definitely have that finish before the next video. I'm going to use the tart tins that are in the picture and finish them pretty much just like that. I have a different ribbon, but I was going to use the tart tins and just a magnet finish so I could use, they also have like a Halloween, a Valentine's Day, I think they have a Christmas and a Valentine's Day, and they're going to have a Halloween is what she said. So anyway, there's 4 of these. I thought, oh, I'll just interchange them. But then I decided that at Christmas time, I'm going to have like a patriotic themed tree. So I think I'm actually gonna finish these like permanently on there, like glue them into the tart tins, because then I'll just leave the tart tins like in with my Christmas ornaments. And I can, if I want to do the magnet finish with the other 3 ornaments, I can, but I think that's my plan so far. So I'd like to get those fully finished in the next couple weeks, just to have them done. I think it's a fairly simple one, just like takes some time to do it, but I think it should go fairly quickly. The last whip that I have is Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was, I think, the 2021 Sal. This is what it looks like. And I have almost finished the June blocks. It was January, February, March, April, May, June, and I'm almost finished with June over here. So I am using 36 count Picture This Plus Ale. And I'm using a thread from Mrs. Sadis Silks. And I pulled it out to show you. It doesn't have a name, it's number 14. And it's just a blue variegated. The interesting thing about this for me has been that it's a little bit shiny in some places, the floss, which I think is great. I think it looks really cool. I am, like I said, just almost halfway. I have to finish in here and down here, and then June will be done and I will be halfway done with this piece. Try and get it all in there. So I really love the floss, the fabric, how it's coming out. The middle here took a long time, the May block, and that was actually, I don't know, kind of frustrating to me because it took so long, but I feel like June is really going a lot more quickly. It just has less like concentrated stitching, I guess. So I'm thinking that's gonna be the same for like July and September will go quickly, but August in the middle has another like dense block that will take a while. I'm obviously way behind on this, so I'm not necessarily trying to keep up with the months. If I, finish June, I'd like to finish June maybe this week, but then at that point, I don't know if I'll keep going with July or give it a break and try something else for a while. We'll have to see. So that is all I've been stitching on. Let me just double check. Yep, that's everything. So my haul is not very much. I showed you Let Love Rain. I received that, and also Country Cottage Needleworks has a new series of beach boardwalk little houses. So this is the ice cream shop, and it came out just recently. I have the Floss is on order, and I actually want to do these, so there's 7 of them. I'm going to do them all in a row, and I think I'm going to stitch them on a 25 count to make them bigger, like over 2, to make them bigger. So they're not like, if I stitch them on 36 count, I just feel like they're going to be really, really teeny tiny. So I did actually have someone, Nancy, I think, asked me in my last video, do you stitch over 1 or over 2 when you're doing 25 count? And I've done both. Like on my Haid, I'm stitching over 1, but for the ornaments, the Star Spangled ornaments, and for this beach one, I think I'm gonna stitch over 2. And I'll use 2 strands of thread. And so I feel like I ordered oatmeal again from Lori Holtz, but I'm not 100% sure. It's definitely a beige fabric that I ordered. It hasn't come yet, hopefully soon. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch it on that. This is stitched on like a gray. The other thing I might do is look for a kind of a blue-gray color. I'm actually going down to on vacation in a couple weeks, and well, a week and a half or so. And there'll be a needlework shop that I can go to down there. So if I can see fabric in person that I like for this, I might switch that out, but we'll have to see how that goes. The only other thing I got for haul are these 2 totally adorable tiny mugs from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to make like pin cushions out of them because they're just, I mean, what else is this for an espresso? Like, what do you actually do with a cup this small? I don't even know. Does it say? It just says mini mug. It's got to be like decorative. So I'm going to make pin cushions out of them because they're super cute. If you're interested, this is what the tag looks like on the front. And I don't know, you'd probably have to zoom in pretty close to see that number. But they are with the fall decorations that they're starting to put out now. I'm not ready for fall. I have just started my summer, but Hobby Lobby is ready for fall. Okay, so my plans, I have to finish the 1 ornament once I get my thread and hopefully fully finish those, but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna finish June on Fruits of Plenty. And then I have a bunch of patterns from Stitching with the Housewives that I wanna do that are like garden patterns. So I have some seed ones, like this is radish seeds. I think I'm gonna take the bunny out and just do 2 or 3 radishes across, because I don't want to leave these up just at like Easter time, and I think some of these were during that time for that kind of a release. Here's sweet corn. I'm gonna do that one. And I'm gonna do these not on black, but on beige. I was actually thinking the fabric that I got for the beach boardwalk, I need like a real long skinny piece. So then I'm gonna have a lot left over from the piece that I ordered, and I might use that for these. This one, again, I'm gonna take out the rabbit and just do 3 carrots standing up. There's strawberry seeds. And then there's some flowers, so zinnia. I mean, this is a lot. Am I gonna get to all of this right now? No, but I'm gonna start one of them. And daisy seeds. So I had, oh wait, I think there's one more. Oh yeah, this is my favorite. This is the one I'm gonna start. Tomato seeds. That'll be the first one I do. So I had floss left over from the Merry Little Christmas. And as I was looking, I was like, these are all the colors I need. So I have a Victorian Motto red and a lot of it. It's called Scarlet Carnation, and that's great for my tomatoes. I have a Victorian Motto green called the Glory of Ireland. Whoops. And then I just had some like yellow, blue, orange, white, brown in there. So I am going to just take these floss drops, and just use those with my seed packet and garden themed smalls. And then I'm gonna put a picture here of, I think it's called Garden Sampler. I don't have this pattern yet, but I keep seeing it and people stitching it. So now I want to. So I'm hoping to get that pattern and find some fabric, and I might change the flosses to be kind of what I'm using for these smalls, or I might look and see what those flosses are on the garden sampler pattern and end up using those for these small projects. So I'm gonna be looking for that sort of thing when I go to the needlework store on vacation that I'll go to, and hopefully figure that out. Okay, I think the only thing I had left is I was gonna do a couple giveaways. Once I've done the stitching, I don't always save the patterns, so I figured I would pass those on to you. So I am gonna give away the Star Spangled Ornaments pattern, because by the time I make another video, that will definitely be done, and then I can send this away. It is obviously a pattern that I've used, but it is in good condition. It's a beautiful booklet, so I don't want it to just sit in my patterns back there. Someone else can use it. So I'm gonna give this away. If you would like to enter to win this, just use the word ornament in your comment to me, and I will use the random picker, comment picker, to look for that word ornament and pick someone on the next video for that pattern. And the other thing I'm going to give away is a Merry Little Christmas. So if you'd like this pattern, you can just use the word Christmas in your comment and I will enter you to win that pattern. All the normal rules apply. Please be 18. Don't use the word giveaway in your comments, that sort of thing. So as I said, I'm going on vacation and I will not be filming a new video in 2 weeks, but what I have already filmed is a video of all my kitted up projects. So they haven't been started yet, but they have the pattern and the fabric and the floss and they're ready to go. And I think I counted 31 of those. So gotta get started on some of those. But I filmed that and I'm gonna have that scheduled to go out like sometime around the 2-week mark, from 2 weeks from now. And then by the time 2 weeks from then comes along, I'll be home and filming a video and I'll get to show you what I stitched basically for a month. So that is all I have for today. Thanks so much for watching my video. And again, if you want to enter the giveaway, it's ornament or Christmas in the comments. And I hope you tune in to see my kitted video in a couple weeks, and I'll be back for a regular Flosstube in about a month. Happy stitching, everyone.